Actually, I need just a few more minutes. So I know there was one of the other presenters that said they were ready, but yeah, I'm just waiting on technology here. I'm sorry.
Oh no, that's all good. Okay, overtime. Are you guys ready?
Yeah, I can always go.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
All right, well, hi everyone. I'll be sharing my screen and presenting you Overtime. So, Overtime is a sports market platform that's being built on top of dailies and all decentralized, and all the feeds are provided by our famous Oracle Chainlink. So, let me share my screen and let's get started.
Just give that a second to load. Sorry about that. I think I might be having some Wi-Fi issues. Just give me a second. It is not a demo day if there are not technical issues. Gosh.
I'm seeing the screen fine. At least I am.
Oh yeah, just sorry, just give me one more second. If I can't see it, the recording is going to be very sad. All right, I guess that's good enough. Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
All right, awesome. Thanks. So here we have the Overtime platform. So as I introduced earlier, Overtime is a sports market platform that's being supported by Thales AMM. So an AMM is an automated market maker. So this means that there will always be a buyer or a seller as long as the position is within the liquidity range. So let me walk you through the platform, what are we seeing right now, and then we'll do some test transactions together. So this is all live on Optimism, and we'll on the dev app, and we'll be launching. So that's alpha for you guys. We'll be launching tomorrow live on Optimism. So you guys will all be able to test it out tomorrow. So as I said earlier, Chainlink is feeding us Oracle from the Rundown API, and the Rundown is giving us all the odds and all the matches for 16 different leagues. So the leagues, we can see them at the bottom right at the moment. So those are all the leagues that we'll be integrated with. At the moment, since not all these leagues are live, so their season hasn't started for all of them. Well, we're starting with the two following leagues. So we're starting with the MLS, which is a major league of soccer in the United States. And we're starting also with the MLB, which is the major league of baseball, also in the United States. So let's just walk through what we're seeing right now. So let's say I'm a big fan of the New York Red Bulls, and I want to take a position on them because, well, I know they're definitely going to win. So they're playing on July 17th. So I'm going to come and click on that market. Now, once I'm on the market, I can go ahead and buy a position on the New York Red Bulls. I can also buy a position on if the game is going to end up as a draw, or I can choose the away team as well, which is the New York City Football Club in this case. I can also buy my position with either SUSD, DAI, USDC, or USDT. So this routes you through the curve pool. And their stablecoin of choice is SUSD. And that's what I have in my wallet right now. So I'll go ahead with that. And I'll show you a little example of what it looks like to go through with a transaction. So let's take a position on the New York Red Bulls. Okay, so here what I chose to buy 10 position on the New York Red Bulls. The price for each position as listed here is $0.45, so 45 cents per position. And then you can see the total if I want to buy 10. So what does this mean is I'm going to be paying $4.53 for a maximum payout of $10 with a potential profit of $5.47. So that's a 120% return if the New York Red Bulls win their game. We'll go ahead and buy. Gotta love the 16-cent Optimism. This is really making this whole project possible. We had a tryout with the Olympics back in 2021, and it was all on L1 mainnet. It was great, it was a great test, but we didn't see as much excitement or as much volume as well. It was like $50 per transaction. So now this is Optimism making all of this possible. It's pretty exciting. And now we can see in my wallet, I purchased the New York Red Bull position for $4.53. And then if we go back to markets, we can go in your transactions here, and we can see also I have it here. So I also did take some position yesterday in the hope that I'd be able to show you guys the claiming process. Sadly, all my positions were wrong. So I should have taken a position for everyone, but I thought there would at least be a winner between draw or DC United. So Philadelphia Union win. So therefore, I cannot claim my position here. If I did choose Philadelphia Union to claim, there would be a claim button appearing here, and I would just be able to click claim, and then I would be able to claim the amount of position I had on Philadelphia Union. So I can also go in a baseball match if I'm a fan of baseball instead. So I'm a big fan personally of the Colorado Rockies. So I'll go ahead and choose a position on them. Another cool feature here is we can switch from grid to list view. I think the list view looks pretty neat. We see a lot more matches as well at the same time. So it's pretty neat. So where's my Rockies? They're right here. So here you go. I can buy a position again. We'll do a $10 position. And sweet, just like that, I bought 10 options for Colorado Rockies at $4.10, 14 cents. And then a super cool thing with the AMM, as I said, there's always going to be a buyer or a seller. So let's say now that the San Diego Padres, even before the game, their main pitcher gets injured. So what will that do? Well, that will obviously shift the odds as the best player of the Padres is gone. So the Chainlink feed is going to feed us with updated odds. So that's going to bump up the odds of the Rockies and bring down the odds of the Padres. So that means I can, if I already bought position for the Rockies before that news came out, I can always go back and switch to sell. Should not have choose one as my button to speak to talk. Well, but yeah. So now that I got these in my wallet, right? We can clearly see it. Now I can sell those back to the AMM, and they'll be taking my position. So if I got cold feet on my position, or as I said, the odds shifted, which isn't the case yet, but let's say the odds shifted before the game, I could always come and sell my position beforehand, and I would be able to profit before the game even started. Obviously, it would not be a full claim of $1 per position, but it would calculate the odds difference. Yeah, and as we can see, there's liquidity amount also below. So that's the amount of position total that we're able to buy per position. So we can buy 2,672 option of the Rockies, 1714 of the Padres. Our MM right now is feeding about $1,000 of liquidity per position, and as traders takes position, the liquidity shift, the odds shift a bit as well with this skew mechanism impact. And so we can see the skew impact change. So that will also change the price of the options that you're buying. So let's say you were to buy the Rockies, but you were to buy like a lot of the Rockies, then it would skew the price. There would be a skew impact on the price. And then this would shift the odds of the Rockies up and then the Padres down, as the MM would try to balance demand here. So it's a pretty cool mechanism, really only possible because of our MM. So we're really, really excited to be showcasing this product. As I said, we'll be live fully tomorrow. And well, we really hope you enjoy. We have a lot of all the games of the MLB, all the games of the MLS are there. The only thing is you cannot trade your position while the game is going. So we don't have an example right now because there's no game playing at the moment. But if, for example, Whitecaps were playing right now, it would just say in progress. So then the market is locked, and then at the end of the game, you either be able to claim or move on, I guess, and make better decision next time. Yeah, so if anyone has some question right now, we can open up the floor, and hopefully I can answer you.
So we got a question in chat, which is, will you have esports in the future?
So yeah, esports is not at the moment in our capacity. So as I said earlier, all our feed and odds are coming from Chainlink, which is supported by the Rundown API, and Rundown at the moment does not have any plans for esport. That being said, if there's a API that starts feeding esports results and odds, we'd happily be bringing esports onto Overtime platform. Yes.
Yeah, I think generally on that question is like, what's your do you guys have your own plan of what additional data you want to bring on, or is it really just Oracle dependent?
It's definitely Oracle dependent. We had talks with Rundown actually yesterday about what their plan was, and so the next sports, that's another alpha for you guys. So as I said, you guys will see there's 16 leagues that we're going with. Those 16 leagues here on the bottom right. So a bunch of different sports, but we're also going to be introducing tennis and UFC as the Chainlink feed starts to adapt their feed to those. So Rundown says those are already live. The next step here is Chainlink to go and fetch that from the API, and then as soon as that is done, then we can host those sports.
Damn, that is super exciting. Here we have another question. How long till results and claimable available after a game ends?
Yeah, so this is pretty quick. It's really just updating. It's really just fetching the results and the odds from Chainlink, and that usually it takes a couple of minutes.
Fair enough. Can't have instant results every time. But I mean, yeah, Chainlink's only quite fast, so I don't think you'd have to wait for super long anyway. Did anyone else have any questions in chat? Yes, we are talking in the thread here in this call right now. I'm not checking the other thread. Sorry. I can only do so much at once. While we're waiting for any straggler questions, Just a reminder that you need to do your own research. This is not Optimism endorsing these products. This is just a space for all of the cool applications in our ecosystem to come and demo their amazing products. So always do your own research. Okay. We have another question. What is the revenue source for you guys?
Yeah, so that's a great question. So there's two revenue sources that we have. So the first one, as I said, is the skew impact mechanism, right? So when we came here, so this will adapt the odds, right? Adapt the skew based on the amount you buy to make sure that our AMM is not taking any risk. And basically the AMM is the one providing the liquidity. So same thing that we have with our Thales crypto AMM. Basically the AMM takes on the other position. And because of the skew impact mechanism, in theory, the AMM is always profitable. So that's the first way to do it. And then the second way is we're taking a 2% safe box fee on every position. And that 2% goes into a contract that's we're making beneficial for Thales staker. For example, right now we get a TIP that we're spending. I might be wrong on numbers. Someone can correct me in chat, but I think it's $100 or $300 from SafeBox fee every 18 hours to buy back and burn Thales token. So that's one way that we're doing it. And I think SafeBox fee right now was introduced a couple months ago and already has close to $50,000 US in it. And the AMM also, if you guys want to look at that, it's crypto AMM. We'll have data coming out soon on Dune Analytics for overtime, but obviously it'll take some time until the data shows proper average and everything as time goes by. But you guys can see already Thales AMM, how it performs on Dune dashboard. So it's basically the same mechanism.
Nice. Okay, we actually have a question here related to the governance proposal, I think. Will the overtime incentives be laid out in the Phase 0 grant proposal? And will they be live when overtime goes live?
Yeah, so Thales just received their tokens like 2 days ago or so, I believe. And yeah, in our Phase 0 proposal, we did have overtime incentive as part of the proposal, and I believe it's 50,000 OP token. That being said, we did try to pass a proposal for Phase 1 to be solely or mostly focused on overtime. That one didn't pass. But that being said, we'll definitely be reapplying as our Phase 0 proposal allocation runs out. So you can definitely expect more OP tokens there.
I love to see governance questions. Okay, I'll wait till this person in chat is done typing, and then maybe this can be the last question, unless any others come up. But yeah, we've got a decent amount of time, so we're not in a rush. So if you do have any other questions, we can always come back to them at the end.
Yeah, and just to come back to that previous question about when the game becomes claimable and the results are posted. So that's bots from Thales that go and fetch that from Link. But I believe you can always go and Optimism scan and resolve the game by yourself. So if you're really eager to get your claim in, you can always do that. Yeah. So decentralization at its best.
Okay, we have a bit of a clarification of the previous question about governance. So the question wasn't asking if there was incentives. It was when the incentives will be implemented, specifically whether or not the incentives will be distributed when the product launches.
Yeah, I don't think the incentive will be live tomorrow for overtime, but it should be pretty soon. So even for Thales, they won't be live tomorrow. So for Thales LP and so on, I believe we're going with Friday. So this Friday. But yeah, it won't be live at launch, but pretty soon right after. We just need to work out the contracts there for claims and so on. But that shouldn't be too long after launch.
Nice. Yeah, that sounds great. Fractal Visions, are you ready?
Yes, I am ready whenever you are.
Fantastic. Okay, I am ready for you.
Okay, sorry.
Thanks, everyone.
I just off the screen there, but I am here. Let me get my screen share going.
Cool. Yeah, thanks so much, Thales and Overtime. You guys are super awesome. It's really exciting to see all of the amazing stuff you guys have been building in the ecosystem.
Thanks a lot.
I can see your screen. Go for it.
Okay, I'm having it same time, and let me see if I can get this to work while I have my voice open. Okay, can you hear me right now?
Yep, can hear you.
Of course. Okay. Not sure if I can get the mic to work at the same time as I'm sharing my screen on here.
I can hear you. So
Can you see the screen share as well?
I can see your Discord. Yeah. I can now see the website, but I don't know if you're talking. I can't hear you.
Okay. Yeah, it seems like I'm not able to share my screen at the same time as using the app here. I can talk. So I guess I'll just present that way.
Okay.
I don't know if that's okay or.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. Our project Ganland is been deployed on Optimism network, and we started exactly 1 month ago. Or no, sorry, 2 months ago. Time flies when you're having fun here. And brought into the Optimism network by Gitcoin, the grant donations, and we started to deploy our NFTs on Optimism to help save gas money, and yeah, just kind of felt I guess suffocated by the layer one NFT marketplace. So we turned to Quixotic and got our first couple projects launched. And then after that, we launched another project called Global GANs. And that project is actually 100% public goods donations. So that's one of the projects that was kind of inspired by Vitalik Buterin and some of the tweets that were being put out about some of the other projects in the ecosystem. So yeah, the global GANs is kind of what we would like to highlight today as our project for public goods funding. It was less than 24 hours after the tweets occurred from Vitalik about public goods funding that we had launched that series and that project. It was kind of an initiative that took place just from the inspiration of it all, and kind of wanted to make something happen. I heard in the Optimism Discord from one of the other meetings that impact equals profit. So we figured we needed to make impact instantly, and that's what we did. We got, I think, about 5 Ethereum in secondary sales. That the royalties for that is set at 10%, and that's all going towards Optimism public goods. So yeah, that is the main part of the beginning of our project. We have a couple more series that have launched since the global series for the public goods. They're a little bit larger collections, but another thing that I really want to highlight is that we're working together with other Web 3.0 integrations in the space and protocols to help with Web 3.0 security in Discord. One of them is called Guild XYZ, and it's like a Web 3.0 security system for your Discord, and it's way beyond what like Collab Land used to offer as far as security for your token holders. So that's one of the protocols that we have been using. And the other part of our shop that is really unique to Optimism Network is that we have a token gated merchandise shop set up for our holders through our website. The website is Ganland.io. But it is the first of its kind on Optimism Network, and we're actually the first shop on Shopify using Lit Protocol to token gate our merchandise, with Optimism being the tokens that the holders have to hold. So yeah, we're the first merchant. We also manufacture all of our like fine art printing products, our canvases, our Giclée fine art printed canvases that I manufacture with my fine art printer sitting right here next to me. Her name is Bertha, and she gives birth to all the art. So for ourselves as real life artists coming into the space, coming into the Optimism space, we are definitely finally finding our footing and our footsteps into NFTs and being able to bridge the gap between the 2D and the type of 3D art that we've been seeing online for the past year and a half. So that is pretty much all I had to present today. Another thing that we had to present that was kind of a visual presentation was a reveal for one of our collections that I was going to set live here. But I will just do that in the Discord with our holders, since we aren't able to do the visual representation and display of that today.
I do love me some public goods. I would love to just like ask you some like general questions, because obviously we didn't get to see things today, but like just like very interesting that Quixotic brought you to the space. Like how do you find Quixotic in comparison with like other chains, NFT marketplaces?
Yeah, for myself and my partner Alicia, she's another female artist, small artist in the space. It's been really difficult for us on layer 1. We've been working day in, day out for the past 19 months, and I have not had a day off since we started in the space, trying to find, I guess, our tribe and the right place to be. So when we came to Quixotic, it was unlike any other experience as far as the inbound process goes for an artist. The team there, they were really good about education and helping educate myself as a creative to kind of get me over the technical hurdles of maybe doing the like IPFS metadata for your project. That was something that I really only had like scratched the surface of. I was familiar with using like Manifold to deploy my own smart contract on layer 1, and then I would be able to list it on different platforms like OpenSea or LooksRare or wherever. But that whole process has just been really a painful process in the past, because Before that, we were, just using the lazy minting system on OpenSea, and there's many disadvantages to using the shared storefront on OpenSea. And I guess another thing too that really excites us is the ability to do all these transactions of these pieces of artwork at very, very low cost. The past week or two, I've actually been sending our airdrop out to some of our holders, and the transactions cost me between, I think my lowest transaction was 3 cents to send NFT to someone, and maybe my most expensive one might have been just under $1 or something. So this would not be possible on any other platform that I've used so far over the past 19 months. And as far as the way they treated us for being small artists and being able to highlight us, that was just something that you can't find anywhere else. So yeah, uncomparable.
I am obviously thrilled to hear that. That's amazing. Yeah, you should definitely drop all your links in the chat so we can all go and snoop around a little bit and check it out. And then also just to call out, in case you or anyone listening doesn't know, we actually have a dedicated Optimism NFT channel in our server where you can go show off any of your favorite NFTs or new collections or new drops or anything like that. So definitely go check that out. Building communities around your project is like a really important thing, and we're definitely trying to foster that here.
Absolutely. Thank you for the time and for letting me present our project. We really feel home here with Optimism, and we want to contribute as much as we can knowledge-wise and help educate other artists to come over here to Layer 2, and whoever else is out there still stuck on Layer 1. So yeah, I'm sure it'll continue to grow throughout the summer, and I'm very optimistic about that. I know things are rough for not just us but the whole world right now, and this is really a great time to build those communities and really dive in deep and do the hard work that needs to be done. So yeah, thanks again for having me here, and we really look forward to helping the OP community thrive.
Yeah, preach. Just there's a lot of hard work to get things moving. I would love to actually talk to you separately about doing some additional like onboarding resources for NFT creators, because I know it can be particularly difficult to understand what an L2 is for the non-techs. So I'd love to work with you about like what your questions were and that kind of stuff. But I'll DM you separately. All right, fantastic. So remember, if you have any questions, you can drop them in chat. We have a decent amount of time today, so we don't have to rush, and we can get to them as time permits. Thank you so much, Fractal Art. That was fantastic, and I really, really enjoyed that. Okay. T-Jock, I don't know if you're presenting or if someone else from your team is presenting, but next up we have PoolTogether.
Leighton will do the presenting today.
Fantastic.
Yes, I think I'm presenting. So good morning. I'm on the West Coast, so early morning for me. Good morning, everybody. Glad to be here. Let me just make sure I can get my screen sharing going. All right. How are we looking?
We are looking fantastic. Okay, awesome. That's good to hear. I guess I need to hold down the keyboard button to talk, I think. So if I forget to, if I let go and I stop, you guys can't hear me anymore, someone just say something to me, please. But yeah, really happy to be here and to have PoolTogether deployed on Optimism. So I'm from PoolTogether. First question might be, what is PoolTogether? So PoolTogether is a protocol for prize savings on the blockchain. And if you haven't heard of this concept of prize savings before, I'll start by just talking a little bit about what it is and what makes it special, because it's a really cool idea. But basically, a prize savings account is just like a normal savings account in the sense that you can deposit money, you can withdraw your money whenever you want to, and you never lose your money. But the difference is, like a normal savings account, you earn some small amount of interest on like a daily basis. With a prize savings account, you generally earn either a lower interest rate or no interest. But instead, you have a chance to win prizes. And the prizes are made up of the interest that accrues on everyone's deposits.
So instead of earning a small interest rate, you have a chance to win a bunch of prizes, and those prizes can be distributed in different ways. As you can see on my screen right now on Optimism, there's like 50 prizes a day. And if you click here, you can see the breakdown. So like there's one prize that's pretty big. It's a $1,400 one. And then there's 69 or 48 prizes that are $69. Um, so so that's kind of the fundamental idea. And I think when people first hear about this, they're like, oh, that's kind of cool. It's clever, but it's not really that important. But I actually think the reason this is such an important sort of financial primitive is that it gives people basically access to higher variance. So right now, like if people who don't have a lot of money want to double or triple their money, they have to do that by using very risky things like buying, crazy tokens or trading options or things like that. What PoolTogether enables people to do is have a chance to double or triple, et cetera, their money, but to do so in a way that does not risk their actual principal. And so this is like a super important financial primitive, especially for people who like don't have a ton of money. And just a little history. PoolTogether has been around for about 3 years, so it's been traditionally a large app on Ethereum. But since Ethereum, as we all know, gas prices got really high, and so that's why we're super excited to be on Optimism now to actually be able to take advantage of these low gas fees. So that's a little bit about what PoolTogether is, and I can't see the chat, so I'll just kind of keep going and then do a pause. But yeah, so that's kind of what it is, why it exists. The mission of PoolTogether is to help make people wealthy. Is to do this by providing an alternative to lotteries. So this really works as like an alternative to lotteries, where people don't have to buy lottery tickets anymore. Instead, they can just deposit and have a chance to win prizes, and also a better savings account. So that's what it is. But let's dive into like how it works. So what you see right now is the interface at app.pooltogether.com. So if you go to pooltogether.com over here, you'll see this call to action, and we're live on Optimism, deposit now, and that will take you here. And so it's really simple. You basically just deposit. It's going to tell you an estimated APR. So this is just sort of like a rough approximation of what mathematically speaking you would earn on your deposit. Now, what's obviously true about PoolTogether is you'll have, again, higher variance. So sometimes you'll end up with a way higher APR than that. Sometimes you'll end up with a lower APR than that. This just gives you sort of a rough approximation. And then you see your estimated network fees. I actually think they're estimating high for some reason. So let's just try this. So first, obviously, I need to do the approval step. So I'm going to do that right now. It's nice being able to do this all live, although it looks like my computer's running a little slow. Not the Optimism network, just my computer. So I'll confirm that. And after I confirm, so now I confirm. And so now I have my 100 USDC, and I'll get PTA USDC. And so this is just the token you get back. It trades 1-to-1. So now I actually confirm my deposit. And I will be in the pool and eligible to start winning prizes right away. Okay, let's see. So 16 cents to deposit. So it's actually not very. It's actually not as much as what the estimate shown. Okay, so just like that, I've deposited. That was amazing. I still love using Optimism. It's so fast. Okay, so I just deposited, and so as you can see, you're now eligible for all future draws. And so I'm in the pool. I'm eligible for prizes until I withdraw. I can withdraw whenever I want to. So let's just go over. Well, actually, you could hit add PTA Optimism PoolTogether USDC to MetaMask. That might be a good thing to do. But I'm going to go over and view my account, and that will show me. Let's see here. My computer is running a little bit slow. There we go. Okay, so I'm viewing my account, and so I'm seeing that what my odds are winning up here, what my total deposit is. Well, it's loading, and I can see my deposits across other networks here, and down here we have like the pool token. We have things for staking, and just these things aren't well. This is important for the pool token, for the governance token, but And this is, you can go over to pool governance here, but the primary thing here is you just view what your total deposits are. You can see your total claimed winnings. I have some, you wouldn't have some. And of course, you can just withdraw if you want to. So like I said, you can just click this and that will open up the withdrawal screen and you'll be able to withdraw whenever you want to. And you can get 100% of your deposit back right now. The last thing I'll show you is a prizes tab. So you do need to come and check for your prizes. So the prizes are currently awarded every day. This is something that's controlled by governance, so that can get changed. But just so you know, right now it's currently every day. So you'll come here on a daily basis. You'll check for your winnings, and you'll see the next prize is going to be in 4 hours. Like I said, every day is the way it works right now. You'll check for your winnings and be able to claim any prizes. And when you claim prizes, it automatically goes into your deposit, increasing your chances to win again. So that's the core PoolTogether experience of the protocol. The one last thing I'll show you guys real quick before we do questions is this. PoolTogether has a really, really awesome community. And there's a lot of manifestations of that. But one is this tools.pooltogether.com site, where there's basically a bunch of, essentially these are like apps for the PoolTogether protocol. And so, you might have a question like, hey, how can I have a better idea of like what my expected return will be? You can go over here and use this deposit calculator to figure that out. You can also look at this like prize data explorer, and you can see for every day who's won prizes, how large were they, all that type of data. There's also like API info here. So there's a whole bunch of apps that have been built by the community that are all here. The one app though I did want to highlight is this deposit delegator app. It's really cool because basically it lets you, I'm going to switch to Optimism here. It lets you delegate your deposit to someone without losing control of it. So that sounds, I'm sure, very confusing. But what it means is that, so I just deposited $100, right? So now I can delegate my deposit. And what that would do is it would give the chances to win to whatever wallet I delegate it to. So like if someone drops their wallet address in the chat, once I end the screen share, I'll just delegate to you. And so basically what delegation does, like I said, is when I delegate to you, you get the chance to win. But you don't, but I keep the deposit and I can keep full control of it and I can withdraw it whenever I want to. So if I delegate my $100 deposit to you, basically now you can win prizes on PoolTogether, even though you don't even have a deposit. So this is like a really, really cool way to onboard people into crypto. If you have like friends or family who are interested, but they don't want to do KYC to like convert their money and all that, then you can just say, hey, let me just delegate a deposit to you on PoolTogether on Optimism. They can start checking every day, and when they win a prize, then they can get their wallet set up. So that's just something I wanted to highlight because I think it's a really cool feature. But yeah, I think that's it. So I will probably just end my screen share if that makes the most sense. But yeah, let's hear some questions if anyone has some. And also, yes, if you want, I wanted to delegate to some people. So if you're interested in trying PoolTogether, I will delegate. I have all my personal deposits. I'll just delegate them all to people who are on this call. So you can just DM me your wallet address or drop your wallet address in the chat, and you'll get delegated too.
While we're waiting for some questions to come in, I absolutely love the idea of using it as an onboarding tool. That's actually, I've never even thought about using it like that. That's very clever.
Yeah, I mean, we hear, so like I mentioned, PoolTogether was originally deployed on Ethereum over 3 years ago. And we hear people all the time who say, PoolTogether was the first DeFi thing I ever used, or PoolTogether is what got me into crypto, or things like that. And so, yeah, I do think, but historically we've had a big problem like gas fees. And so that's why I'm really excited to now be on Optimism. Like, I think there's a huge opportunity. Our goal, like what we hope as a protocol we're bringing to Optimism, is that PoolTogether can be the best on-ramp into Optimism. It can be like the best like first app to try. Like if you're going to try something with DeFi, give this a try. And yeah, that's sort of the goal.
That's fascinating. That's very cool. I'm sorry, my brain's running at like 100 miles an hour, like thinking of all the ways we could use that as like a onboarding tool. Very, very, very cool.
Yeah, and Talus Guy, shout out to Talus Guy. There's some people in the chat, as he said, The community is really helpful if anyone wants to hop in the PoolTogether Discord if they have any questions. And NCookie is on the call. NCookie is the person who made this really good website that lets you project essentially like what you should expect to get from prizes for different deposit sizes. So that's like a really cool thing too. Just highlighting a couple of those things.
Yeah, I love your team. They come hang out in our Friday jam days. It's a lot of fun. All right, no one's biting on the question, so I'll ask you a question. Is it and I think I already know the answer to this, but what if I wanted to make more money? Should I put all of my money into one wallet or have multiple wallets that are all separately in the pool?
That is a good question. So it doesn't. Yes, that's a good question. It doesn't matter too much unless you have a really large deposit. So the one thing I'll say is that there is basically a prize cap of one prize per wallet per day. But so technically, like if you were having a large enough deposit that you would be winning more than one prize per day, yes, splitting that up. Now, NCookie could probably tell you what that number is on Optimism, but I would imagine that's definitely in like the tens of thousands. So if you have a deposit, okay, it's 180,000. That was fast. That was amazing. Wait, 700,000 on Optimism, I guess. So yeah, so if you have more than $700,000, then yes, you'd want to split it up technically, mathematically speaking, but otherwise you'd be fine. And yes, Lonzer, I'll also just say, because he mentioned in the chat, yeah, so in terms of like when you deposit, where's that interest coming from? That's coming from Aave, just so you know. And yeah, PoolTogether has a non-custodial architecture, meaning when you deposit, no one has the ability to access your deposit. Not pool token holders, and multi-sig holders, no one. It's like an actual non-custodial, similar to like Uniswap in that sense. And because of that, it is a very, there's always risks in DeFi, but it is, I think, one of the only DeFi protocols that's never been hacked, and it is a very low risk profile because of the security architecture. Yeah. Thank you,
Sorry,
Vinny.
I just touched wood for you. Like, damn, don't say that kind of stuff in this call.
Well, I'm just saying. Yeah, like I said, there's always risks in crypto, but the overall architecture has a pretty limited surface area for attacks because of the way it's built.
I mean, that's pretty impressive. You guys have been around for quite a while.
Yeah, it's like I said, knock on wood, or like you said, knock on wood.
I got you. Don't worry, I got you. Yeah, that's pretty impressive. You guys been around for ages to not have a hack and be on multiple chains. There's quite a few protocols that cannot boast that.
Yeah, but we're definitely really excited to be on Optimism, like an actual layer 2. The PoolTogether, I think, definitely at its heart is an Ethereum protocol, but it was really priced out of Ethereum, and so it's awesome to have the security of Ethereum, but on a layer 2.
Yeah, we're definitely seeing that a lot more.
Yeah, on the security note, we do have a bug bounty program, so if you find any bugs, you can get paid for those.
I mean, as we like to say in security, you either know about your bug bounty program or you don't.
Right. Yeah, you always have a bug bounty program. It's just if you pay it or the users do.
Exactly. NCookie asked a question. Was V3 more vulnerable in terms of surface area?
I would say no. I mean, the core architectural stuff. So the main things that make the surface area small is, one, there's no Oracle dependencies. So typical, a lot of hacks relate to Oracle manipulations, where the price of an asset's being used and that asset gets manipulated, and that creates a hack. So that's one. And then there's also no upgradability for the core contracts, and so that again limits surface area, because a lot of hacks are either related to private keys getting compromised that have access to funds, or like governance attacks. So you're eliminating those two, and those two were both true of Aave as well, of V3 as well. So yeah, so I guess that from a security perspective, it's a similar profile. Yeah, it looks like 35% of all USDC deposited into Aave is currently from PoolTogether. So that's a pretty cool stat.
Great stat. You should add that to your LinkedIn.
There's a skill on LinkedIn.
Yeah, that's definitely a skill. I mean, like, if no one else has questions, I have a few questions. So, like, would you guys ever consider diversifying where you earn yields, or are you like very comfortable in the security of only having one?
Well, yeah, so that's a good question, and I mean, I think you hit on it. Like, we're super conservative on that. I mean, ultimately, that's like a governance thing. So governance has to approve new yield sources, and for V4 currently, it's only Aave. We are working to um, yes, we do want to be able to support more yield sources, but there's obviously a very delicate dance there with maintaining security, because security is number one priority. And so we don't want to go into anything that's, risky. And obviously a lot of what we've seen the last 6 months in crypto in general is a lot of these, there was a time a year ago when people were like, oh, you guys should be putting everything on UST and earning 20% interest, and like the prices will be way bigger. And obviously we're really happy that we did not do anything like that.
Yes, there are probably quite a few tweets that did not age well about kind of
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah. I mean, yeah, the relationship between yield and risk is pretty scary.
Yes. Yeah, as Lonzo said, we do have with V3 we use Compound, which is also another protocol that lives up to our security standards.
Yeah, it's also been around for ages. You guys are choosing the battle tested, which is a genuine security feature.
Yes, definitely. So you should send me a wallet address. It can just be a new wallet, and I'll delegate to you so you can see that experience and hopefully win some prizes.
Free money, I will never say no. Like
Exactly,
unless
free
you
money.
need my private key, then I say no.
No, I don't need that.
That was a joke, guys. Don't give your private keys to anyone. And do your own research before you invest in protocols. And if the yield is too high and it's sus, it probably is sus for a reason. So use common sense. Okay, someone has an actual question. I may have missed this, but is all the yield from Aave? Why is yield showing 5% in the UI when it's much lower for USDC on Aave on Optimism?
Yeah, that's a good question. Yes, so currently all the yields on Optimism, on Aave. That's what we were just talking about that, and the reason for that is just to prioritize security. But in terms of why is the yield higher, it's because right now there's not a one-to-one relationship between like today's yield being generated and today's prizes being paid out. And so right now, basically, the PoolTogether governance voted to distribute additional USDC prizes to depositors to essentially make the prizes more appealing when at this stage. And the general theory is like subsidize the prizes right now, which increases deposits, which makes the prizes bigger, which gets it to a place where people will want to organically deposit on their own. And so that's something that it's not. That's something that is ultimately controlled by PoolTogether governance, by Pool governance, Pool token holder governance, and that's how it's happened. And in terms of like timeline on that, it's again the prizes are controlled by governance, so they're adjustable, but the yield has been higher than what you would get from supplying to Aave directly for the last almost full year. So I would expect it to stay that way for a while.
Wow. Yeah. I think there's another question coming, but I had a quick spicy question, which is, are you at all concerned about USDC?
No. No, I'm not, honestly. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not at all concerned. I mean, again, it's a crypto asset, so there's always some level of risk, but in terms of a stable crypto asset, I do not think there's anything with a lower risk profile. Yeah.
Yeah, it's all a game of trade-offs.
Yeah.
All right. We'll wait for these last people to finish up typing. But this has been a fantastic demo day. I hope you guys all enjoyed it and had as much fun as as I did. I'm gonna steal that GIF, T-Jock. That's a great one. But yeah, like thanks for everyone for coming. Like I really enjoy these. This will be posted on YouTube as are all of our demo days. Or I think almost all of our demo days. I think some of the earlier ones didn't quite get recorded well enough. But yeah, this will be recorded. And thanks everyone for coming. Like, you guys definitely make or break these demo days. And I'm really excited that all of them have been a good make. Oh, here we go. An actual question. Is the prize claimed automatically or do you require to check and claim weekly? Or I guess daily?
Great question. Yeah. Can you guys hear me?
We
Yep.
can.
Okay, great question. So prizes are not claimed automatically. No, you don't. Although also you don't necessarily have to check if you don't want to. So going back to the tools.pooltogether.com website, there's been some users who have set up like Telegram bots and Discord bots that will actually notify you when you won, and then you can just go and claim then. But yes, a transaction, you do need to eventually claim the prizes, and if you don't claim it within 60 days of it being awarded, you will not be able to claim it. And that's just a limitation of the blockchain essentially. And storing that data on the blockchain is it can only store a certain amount because of data limitations. Thanks for that question.
Fair enough. On-chain data storage is not free. All right, guys. You guys are fantastic. All right. I think that's all of the questions. Please make sure to share all of your links in this chat so I can add them to the YouTube posting and all that kind of fun stuff. For all of our projects at demo today, thank you so much for taking the time to come and demo. It's always so fantastic to see all the amazing applications being built on top of Optimism. For all of the amazing community members who tuned in today, remember to do your own research. Crypto is, being your own bank comes with your own your own security research firm as well. So be careful where you put your money. But thanks everyone for coming. I hope you guys had as much fun as I did. And I will see you all either on Friday for our fantastic Friday jam days where we just sit and listen to music together, or next week Wednesday for our next office hours. Or you can come to the next demo day, which will be in 2 weeks from now, Wednesday at the same time. So thanks everyone. And I will catch you around the block. All right, y'all. Cheers.